fifth graders, I am here to teach your math for Thursday, and really all I'm going to be doing is going over the answers for the practice test and giving you some tips and tricks for the test. So if you have not done so, take out your practice test like this, okay, and have some kind of pen to correct your answers just like you would do in class. So I'm going to move out of the way and scroll it down. So number 1, you should have gotten C, 3 units to the right of 0, 0. Remember, 0, 0 is the origin. It's like the starting point. So if I want to go to 3, 0, I would go 3 units to the right. And number 4 is when x is 4, y is 2x, which ordered pair corresponds to this point? You should have gotten H. Number 2 is G. Which one is located on the y-axis? Of course, the one that has the 4 in the y spot in your ordered pair. Number 3 is D. I go 2 to the right and 3 up, so it is 2, 3. Number 5 is C, which is 6. And the question on this one was asking, while he was at camp, Reg sent at least one postcard every day based on the graph below. How many postcards did he send the first 4 days? So these are days, so first 4, I go 4, and then I go up, and it's 6. That's how I got 6. And 6 is H. And now 7, most of you probably noticed that your test is missing the lines on these. So the answer is C for this one if you had the lines. Okay. And the question was asking which one shows y equals x plus 2. So for these ones, these are when you want to make a function table and plug in and find a point. So if I go down and I say, okay, x is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, I need 1, 3 to be on my graph. Okay, is 1, 3 on this graph? No. Is 1, 3 on this graph? No. Is 1, 3 on this graph? Yes, it's right here. So that's why it was C. And then if I check D just to be sure, if I go 1 and 3, it is. So in this case I have 2, so I might go back up to my equation. Oops, sorry. Okay, so what if I say that x equals 2? So then 2 plus 2 is 4, so then I have 2, 4. So then I'm going to go back to C and say 2, 4, yes. And then I'm going to go back to D and I'm going to say 2, 4, no. So when you have one where you have the equation and it's asking you which one is the graph, function table, okay? Plug and check, just like I just did in front of you, okay? And I know you didn't have that one to do, but now you should have an understanding of how to do it. If not, please let us know in the comments or please send us an email before you take your test today. Okay, so 8 is J, 12 is also J, okay? And ones like this, where you have to find the equation, this is when I just plug and check. Okay, I find which one works for those ordered pairs. 9 is C, 13 is B, 10 is F, 14 is H. Now, there are going to be a lot like this one where you have kind of a word problem and you have to give us the equation. Take it step by step. Think about what it's asking so that you can answer this correctly. 11 is B, and 15 is D. And remember, if I'm going too fast and you're like, Miss Crayon, slow down, just don't forget that you can pause it. Okay, I tell you that in almost every video I do, is that you can pause these videos if you're not understanding and go back and look, or if we're going too fast. You know, when we're in class, you can't stop us. Well, you can say, hey, you're going too fast, but here you really can pause it at your will, okay? At your desire. Okay, 16 is G. Again, this is one that I would plug in these numbers, and I would say, okay, 0 for X, 0 plus 5 is 5, that works. 3 plus 8 is, or 3 plus 5 is 8, and so on. If I do 5 times 0, I get 0. Okay, so plug those in. Okay, and 16 is C, same thing, plug it in. 17 is D, 20 is G, and 18 is F. Okay, so that is your practice test answers. Make sure you give yourself a score out of 20, or out of 19 actually, because that one didn't have the answers. Things to remember, things that you're going to see on your test. Knowing that the x-axis is left to right, so it is horizontal. Remember that y is up and down, which is vertical. So if I gave you 3, 0, you would say that you go 3 units to the right, not 3 units up or 3 units to the left, 3 units to the right. Being able to label points on a coordinate grid, finding an ordered pair using the function rule. Like I said, plug it in. Create a function table when you are given a function rule. Don't let the problems confuse you. Read them carefully. Circle important numbers. Circle what it's asking. Work through it that way when you're creating those function rules. If you got any of these wrong and you're not sure why, or you're really confused, make sure you go back and watch our videos for this chapter, and also ask us questions if you're confused before you take your test. Don't take your test and be all, I'm so confused. All right, at this point, I want you to take out your test. I'm going to give you a couple notes on a couple of the questions just to make sure that you are super prepared. Remember that 0, 0, like I said, is a point of origin. It's just where you start from. So if I gave you 3, 0, you would start at 0 and go 3 units to the right. Okay. On number 7, I want you to remember that other points can be on a line besides the points that are given. And also, don't let fractions freak you out. If I gave you a half, that would be between 0 and 1 would be a half, okay? On number 8, it's a kind of a reverse of a function table. So if you need to make a function table and figure out the rule to figure out which ordered pair goes with it, do so. For number 9, make a function table, same thing for 10. Quarters on number 11 are X and dollars are Y. How many quarters are there in a dollar? There are 4. Okay, function table, and then which rule would you use to find your answer? Number 12 is a function table. 14 is a function table, and that's it. Remember to do your very, very best and ask us questions if you need to. Let us know if you need some more help on this chapter. But again, just because you may have a lot of word problems like this one right here, you can do that. Okay, you don't need to freak out or be like, oh my goodness, the word problems. It's just figuring out the function rules or figuring out the order pairs. You can do it. And again, if you're unsure, go back and watch our videos, ask us questions. Just, do your very best. Once you're done, put it aside, and you've finished chapter 17. And then the next thing you'll be working on is a unit test. So I look forward to seeing how you did, and I'm sure you guys will do amazing. And I just hope that you enjoy this marvelous Thursday, terrific Thursday, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.